Well, look who just hopped into our live here. So, in this crochet tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make the little bunny keychain. We do have our little lanyard with our hook on here. And this time we're going to add the triangle pink nose along with the eyes. If you've been following my channel, I have Axolotl and a Dalmatian. This is going to be a series of keychains and plushies that you can make together with me. So if you like this little bunny, come and join me and let's make this keychain slash plushie together. Let's get started. Now, the nice thing about this particular keychain is that it's all one color. So for the tutorial, I'm going to use a doubled worsted weight yarn. You can use blanket yarn or any other kind of yarn that you would like to use. Make sure that you have the correct hook size. For this particular double worsted weight one, the safety eyes that we'll be using are these 10mm safety eyes, and this is a 10mm triangle nose. We will use a tapestry needle to sew the bottom closed and a stitch marker to mark each row. The hook that I'm going to be using is a 4.5mm crochet hook and a pair of scissors. We will also use a ball and chain with a lanyard as our key chain addition to it. The ears are crocheted in, so this is a no-sew project. Oh, also, if you choose to make the plushie version with blanket yarn, I suggest 16mm safety eyes and a 16mm triangle nose. And don't forget your polyester stuffing. To have doubled worsted weight yarn together as we crochet this, take the outside of your skein and the center and form it into a ball. Now, this is a scrap saver project, so you won't need as much white as I have here in front of us. You can tell just by the size of this, it's not going to be a lot used. The reason why I doubled it is because it will be going through a lot of banging and everything, and the doubled yarn makes it more firmer. If you choose to use a single strand of worsted weight, I would suggest using a 3.75 crochet hook and 8mm crochet eyes. We're going to start off with a magic ring. So let's wrap it around our fingers as such. Take our hook, go under the first, pull the second forward, twist it, and then take our working yarn and pull it through as if we're doing a chain stitch. The tail that we have here, we're going to go ahead and unwrap it from the circle, and we're going to go ahead and start with our single crochets. To do a single crochet, place your finger on the loop on the hook, insert your hook into the center of the ring, pull up a loop from the yarn over again, and pull through both loops on the hook. We're going to do a total of 8. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Please continue until you have 8. I encourage you to pause your video. After we have 8 single crochets on our hook, let's take our finger and our thumb and squeeze the upper stitches, not too tight, and then take our tail and pull that magic circle closed. Sometimes the yarns come together, sometimes they go by themselves. Okay, so here we have it closed. In that process, sometimes you'll enlarge this last stitch. Let's bring our loop closer to our work. And we're going to start into the first one that we made. So let's count back 8 of these loops. These are on the top of our stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and here's number 8. Insert your hook into the top loop of the stitch we made from the first row. Drop a loop, a yarn onto your hook and pull it through till we have 2 loops on our hook. Yarn over, and here's our completed single crochet. This will be the first of our new row. Let's use our stitch marker to mark the beginning of our row. The second stitch will get an increase. An increase is 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. So here's 1 single crochet and 2 single crochet. This is our repeat for this row. Single crochet, increase. Single crochet, increase. Single crochet, increase. Remember, increase is 2 single crochets. Okay, we're going to repeat this 2 more times because we have 2 more sets that we can fit in here. Single crochet. Oops. Sometimes I do snag the yarn, and sometimes you may snag the yarn. It's okay. We can fix it. Okay, so this one gets the increase. Boy, oh boy. I'm having fun today, aren't I? Okay, here we go. And single crochet and increase. After the last single crochet is made, let's enlarge our loop, and we're going to take our magic circle and we're going to tighten it down, and we're going to use our tapestry needle to place a knot into the stitch so that it doesn't come undone. So let's come and pick up a few stitches here from the back. Pull it through. You have a loop. Bring the yarn through that loop. Tighten it up. Let's do it one more time, and that'll make it so that our stitching doesn't come undone or the magic circle does not open up. So here we have a loop. Let's pull it through. We're going to cut this to about 1 inch length. Okay, now we can move on. So let's place our hook back into our loop and tighten it up. Let's start our second row. In this particular row, we're going to be adding our bunny ears. So let's start off with a single crochet. Remember to mark our first stitch. The second stitch will be an increase. Okay, from there we're going to create our first bunny ear. So let's chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. we're going to skip our first chain. We don't include the one on our hook, so this one is complete. We're going to skip that, and into our second chain we're going to do a slip stitch. So put your hook into the chain, draw a loop through, and then take that same loop and draw it through the loop that was on your hook. The next stitch is going to be our single crochet. Into the next chain, draw up a loop, yarn over through 2 loops that are on the hook. The next 3 stitches along our chain is going to be a half double crochet. So yarn over on our hook, let's place our finger on it. We're going to go into our chain and we're going to draw up a loop. So now we have 3 loops on our hook. Let's yarn over and go through all 3 on the hook. And we're going to do this 2 more times. Yarn over, pick up the next chain, draw up a loop, yarn over through all 3 on the hook. One more time. Okay, we have 1 chain left. We're going to make that a single crochet. So pick up that chain, draw up a loop, and complete the single crochet. Now, to make sure that you don't twist your work the wrong way, make it so that your stitch marker is down, because if you go this way, you'll be going the wrong direction. So we're going to single crochet into the body or the top of the head, and we're going to go 2 more single crochets. So here's 1 and 2. So here's our first ear. Now we're going to start our second ear. So we're going to do the same thing again. Chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to skip that first chain, and in the second chain, a slip stitch. The next chain, a single crochet. The next 3 stitches, half double crochet. And into our last stitch, we'll do 1 single crochet. Okay, make sure we turn it the right direction. We want the stitch marker aiming down. Since this is our last stitch, the next stitch over, we're going to do 2 stitches in 1. So this is our increase. Now for the rest of this row, we're going to do 2 single crochets and 1 increase. 2 single crochets and 1 increase. So our first single crochet, our second single crochet, and an increase. Oops, there's a little snug there. And we're going to repeat that one more time. and increase into that last stitch. Okay, and so this is what we should have at the end of this row. This next row will be a series of increases. Our first will be a single crochet. Now, because we will be working around the ears, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. The first one is a single crochet. The next one is an increase. The next one, single crochet. Okay, now pull the ear forward. And as you pull it forward, you'll notice where your first single crochet is into our work. So into that first single crochet, we're going to do a single crochet. Okay, tighten it up just a little bit, and that'll help close the gap right here at the ear. The next stitch, oh wait, my bad. So this stitch right here is actually an increase. So let's add one more stitch so we have an increase after that first ear. Single crochet in the next, and then the next one is an increase as well. I have my instructions right here next to me, but I guess I was reading it too fast. Okay, so we have an increase right here. Let's pull this ear forward and take note of where our next single crochet is, which is right here. Okay, so this one will get a single crochet, and I think that's where I messed up was I read too far ahead. So let's pull it through and snug it up, close that hole. The next stitch will be an increase. Now for the rest of this row will be single crochet and increase. So single crochet and increase. All right, continue with that till you get to the end of the row. Your last stitch will be an increase. And make sure, we're going to count them over to make sure that we have 24 stitches at the end of this row. Please pause your video. So let's double check. We have 24 at this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Pull the ear forward. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and the stitch marker will make 24. Okay, so for our next 2 rows, we're going to do 24 stitches for the next 2 rows. So go around once and go around twice, and I will meet you there. Please pause your video. It's building up. Okay, so for this row, we're going to add our nose. So in our first stitch, let's do a single crochet and replace that stitch marker. Let's add 17 more for a total of 18 single crochets to begin with. So here's 1, 2, 3. Continue. You will be over here with 18 single crochets. Please pause your video. So after those 18 single crochet, we're going to do our nose. we're going to do a 3 double crochet bobble stitch in the same stitch here. So to do that, yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, yarn over through 2, and we're not going to finish that stitch. So yarn over again into the same hole, drop a loop, and pull through two loops on the hook. So we got 3 now. We're going to do it one more time. And pull through the 2 loops only. Okay? So we got 4 loops on our hook. So yarn over, aim the hook down, but push up and pull it through. Okay? And we're going to do 1 single crochet into the next stitch. Let's push that bobble forward towards us and complete that single crochet. But before you move on, tighten your stitch, and that'll help that bobble to pop out. In the next stitch, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a 3 DC bobble stitch here. So yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over through 2, draw yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over through 2. Okay, make sure we get all those strands from the previous loops, and yarn over into the same stitch, and yarn over through 2 loops. Okay, we're going to complete this one, and then to finish off this row we're going to have just the 3 single crochets. So let's do our first single crochet, push that bobble forward and complete that single crochet and snug it up. So here's 1, 2, and 3. And this is what we have, we have 2 little bumps, and this will be for our bunny nose. Now the next 2 rows are going to be straight 24 single crochet around. I wanted to point out to you here that when you get to your bobble stitch, here's a stitch, here's a stitch. Okay, the long one is the bobble, so you only do 1 in there, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. Okay, so do 1 and 2 times around for a total of 24 stitches per row. Please pause your video. This next row we will be adding our feet. We only have a few more rows after this, and then we will be done crocheting this. So let's start off with our first stitch marker into this row. Our first single crochet, and then add our stitch marker. I'm thinking so far ahead, I am sorry. Okay, so we're going to do a total of 17 single crochets around. So here I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and so not to bore you with counting, continue until you have 17, and I'll meet you over here on the other side. So let's add our bobble as our next stitch. This will be a 4 half done double crochet as a cluster stitch. So yarn over into our next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2. That's our first one. We're going to do 3 more. So this will look a little bit bigger than our nose that we just did. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3. Let's do 1 more. So we have 5 loops on the hook. So yarn over, push up, and pull it through. We're going to do 5 single crochets. Remember, our first one needs to be a little on the snug side. Let's push that bobble through. So once we get that first one in, let's snug it up. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can see our last stitch of the row will be our bobble stitch. Here's 1, 2, make sure we get all our strands, 3, and 4. And we're going to move our stitch marker, but remember to mark it as our first one when we start our row again. Okay, so let's place our first one, snug it up, and then into our next stitch we'll do a decrease. A decrease is where you pick up the front loops and then into the next stitch a single crochet. We're going to stop there because we want to add our eyes and our nose. But let's go back and add our stitch marker to that first single crochet right after our bobble stitch. So this is what we have so far. Let's grab our nose and our eyes and we'll go on from there. So we're going to start off by adding our nose, and you'll notice that the nose has a triangle, so we want the pointy side down, and we want to place it into that single crochet between those 2 bobble stitches right there. And you might have to work the stitches around so that the nose will sit flat against the body. Let's push it through and add our backing. It's starting to take shape already. It looks so cute. Okay, now normally what I like to do is play with the eyes because, you know, the eyes also help define how it's going to look in the long run. And you want to place it in between stitches. You don't want to stick it into the center of a stitch. So I'm going to play with mine. Let's see, here, possibly here. Does that look good? I think so. And if you want, you can raise it up or you can spread it out, whatever you choose to do. Each time you place your eyes closer or further apart or up higher gives a new expression on the face of your little rabbit here. Then, oops, on the back we seem to have snagged some yarn. Let's unsnag it and add our backings. Now remember, if you are doing the plushie by using blanket yarn, we will still be doing the exact same step. So I'm pushing from the front of the eye and pushing the backing onto there. Okay, what do you think? Looking cute, huh? In case you're wondering where I especially got the nose, now you can order these through Amazon or through AliExpress, and I think it was only like $4 or $5. Wasn't that much. And here, there's pink ones, little triangle noses. There's brown ones. There's black ones. Well, this is an oval one. This one has like a little doggy nose where it has the little holes up there. And then back here it has colorful eyes. Got green, brown, red, blue, and red. And then this one over here is clear. I guess it really doesn't show as clear. Kind of looks like gray. But it's a nice little bargain, and it comes with the safety backings as well. So we're going to continue on this row where we will do 1 decrease, 1 single crochet. So here we've done our single crochet, our next stitch is the decrease. This is our repeat all the way around. 1 single crochet, 1 decrease. You're going to do this a total of 8 times. Okay, and if you do run into your decrease along the bobble stitch, remember the long one is the bobble stitch, just pick up the front loop if you run into a decrease on this right here. So continue around till the stitch marker and I'll meet you there. The almost to the last row will be 2 single crochets and 1 decrease. So here's a single crochet, single crochet, and a decrease. Okay, continue that around. We're going to do that a total of 4 times. And that'll take us back to our stitch marker that I forgot to mark. So decrease, single crochet, and I mark the beginning of the row. Okay, so please pause your video, repeat that 3 more times. Okay, you notice the hole is getting smaller, but there will be enough room to to stuff it. So the last few stitches that we're going to do is single crochet, decrease, okay, single crochet, and slip stitch. Okay, and we're going to cut about a 10-inch piece of tail and pull that through our loop on the hook. Okay, let's go ahead and get out our stuffing, and we're going to start stuffing our little bunny friend here. Now the hole should be big enough for you to stick your finger in as well as with the stuffing. So now unless you got it really small, then you probably have to use the back of your crochet hook to push it in. But I don't think you'll have a problem with this. I find it easier to stuff it this way than to have a bunch of stuffing in there and working around the stuffing to put your last few stitches in. So let's go ahead and when we stuff them, we want it to be firm, not too soft. So I'm going to add a little bit more because see, this one's too soft. I want it to be firm because if you have it on your backpack, you're going to be throwing it all over the place. Now this might be too much here. So let's go ahead and stuff this up in here. And when it feels firm to you, I'm going to show you how to close the bottom. And that's firm for me. I like the way his ears curl. I think that's super cute. Okay, so let's take our tapestry needle and our yarn. And we stopped right here, so we're going to pick up the front loop of the next stitch. And notice how I'm doing like a running stitch motion. And pull that hook through, or pull the needle through. So we came out here, let's go up. Only doing the front loops. We don't want to do the back loops or both loops, just the front loop. Okay, so we're back here at the beginning. And go ahead and pull it through. And then we pull it tight. Now you look and see that you have kind of like a little starburst. So let's go underneath all those little ones that we did go under the first time. We're going to go under the second time and pull it tight again. But remember, don't pull it too tight that you end up breaking your yarn. You just want it snug enough to hold it in place. And after we've gone around it twice, let's go ahead and take a stitch up here and place a knot in our, so here we have a loop, and we're going to finish it off, and that'll knot the end. So I'm going to come under here, come out over here. I don't want to leave that raw end like that. So what I'm going to do is go under some stitches and weave it in to the stitching itself. This will help secure it so that it doesn't come out as easily. Okay, and let's snip the end. Okay, sometimes you have to play with it to get it the shape that you want. And here's our little bunny. Let's go ahead and add our chain and our lanyard. We're going to be using our crochet hook. So you want to go under, you see the center right here? You want to go under, you go in between stitches so that you can bring your hook in and out. So right here, take the clasp ending, place that over the hook, and then twist it in there, and notice how it comes right through. Then with our little hook here, let's go ahead and place it on there, and place a little ball so that we have chained it shut. And here's our keychain. It's all done. Hop, 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 hop. I hope you enjoyed this crochet tutorial. I have fun making these things. I really get pleasure doing it, and hoping that people who watch and can join me enjoy this as well. So thank you for being with me. Remember, you can make this out of blanket yarn and you'll get the same effect. You just don't have to add the keychain, because remember, it'll be quite big. So till next time, bye-bye, and thank you for being with me today. If you like my channel, Garnet is a Jewel, please subscribe to it. Bye-bye.